How a Gobby estate agent turned into a TV minor superstar. Today I'm joined by Russell Quirk, a man who seems to be on the telly all the time.
Minor superstar. Z-list, mate. That's what I am.
Z-list.
Z-list.
How many do you get when you do go on? What? 2?
What?
10?
Viewers?
Yeah.
My wife watches. My kids don't. I think you watch occasionally, but you said only if you're walking past the telly and it happens to be on at the time. No, I mean, I don't know what the audience is. I can tell you what the reach of TalkTV, which is what I do mostly as a presenter, rather than just a kind of pundit on politics and property.
It's in the tens of thousands, isn't it?
No, a weekly reach of nearly 600,000 talk. So look, and it's a Murdoch-owned business. It's part of News International. Most people don't realise this. News International.
So 600,000 people are watching it.
No. 600,000 reach a week.
What does that mean?
That's how many people watch it over a week. So it might be that the same person watches it 6 days. That's counts 6 times.
Right.
So it's basically the weekly reach of their audience. So it's pretty sizable. It's pretty significant. And actually now in apparently new media, which you know all about, the reach is complicated because you've got digital audio broadcast, DAB, and smart speaker. Then you've got apps, and then you've got YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So what's that? 6 different channels now that have to be tracked in terms of what that audience looks like. So, and I don't profess to know how they collate all that together. But I do know that I've just seen TalkTV's radar figures, and people are actually also, believe it or not, despite the fact I'm on it sometimes, listening for even and watching even longer. So it's so decent reach. How did I get into it? I stumbled into the property punditry thing whilst at eMove. So doing again not a pitch. We started pushing out lots and lots of PR as press releases for newspapers. And then, because our list would also go to BBC, ITV, Sky, Channel 4 and so on, the same type of journalists that are writing are also setting up shows for the news, right? So I started to get the occasional call, can you come on and talk about Angela Rayner's Renter Rights Act? Can you come and talk about the latest Halifax or Rightmove house price numbers? So I thought, oh yeah, okay, I'll do that. Then I drifted into talking, because I can be a bit political, more and more about politics and how politics affects the housing market, whether it's through legislation or interest rates, whatever. And then, particularly at Talk, the likes of Julia Hartley-Brewer and a few other people on Talk said, look, you should come on and talk more just about politics, because I think you could do that. So I started doing the occasional 5-minute guest segment to talk about, politics stuff. Then I was asked to do paper reviews, which is the kind of rite of passage that we all do, where you go in at 6 in the morning and you sit there with whoever, James Max, Kevin O'Sullivan, Mike Graham, whoever. James Whale was actually the first paper review I ever did, James Whale. And you sit there, you go through the papers with the presenter, and you spend half an hour talking about those stories of the day. And it's a way of setting people up as they're watching or listening as a paper review. So I managed to do that without messing it up quite a few times. And then, having sat in front of the kind of, the Jeremy Kyles and the Kevin O'Sullivans and the kind of Patrick Christies and whoever, the Andrew Pierces of this world, whatever, start to think, as we get a bit older, if you're like me, you start to think, well, I should challenge myself a little bit here. So I wonder if I can do this. I wonder if I could sit that side of the desk and do it. Scary as that sounded to me, I just thought, yeah, I'd like to give it a bit of a go. And having made it very clear to the bosses at Talk that I'd quite like to do a show one day, and elbows out, asking again and again and again, one day I got the call, and I think it was a 5 a.m. Saturday show for 2 hours. So literally dozens of people watching. And I did it. It was scary. It was very scary because you've got to know what you're going to say, and you've got to hold it together. There's no script, there's no auto cue. You just do it based on an agenda that you've got in front of you. You've got guests, you have to question them, what they're going to say, so it was definitely a challenge. It's a bit like public speaking for the first time you do a best man speech, or the first time you stand up to congratulate a mate on his retirement or whatever. So scary, but I like that. I like challenging myself outside my comfort zone. And then since then, the long and short of it is I've done as a cover presenter for the likes of Jeremy Kyle, Kevin O'Sullivan, Julia Hartley-Brewer, to drop a few names. I've done, I don't know, 60 shows, I guess. So every now and again, if you're unfortunate enough to, you will see me presenting for 3 hours on Talk and talking hopefully a little bit about property, but mainly it's Trump, Rachel Reeves, it's immigration, it's crime, it's it's the news of the day. And I've got to be honest, I really enjoy it. And here's the other little secret. It has bought me business. So being on Talk and GB News as either a property pundit or a political broadcaster, if I am that, as a Z-list celebrity, which I'm not, I can join the dots back to two specific clients that signed up as PR clients because of that broadcasting activity. So that, in a rather large nutshell, is how I've got into it. But mate, I love it. I really enjoy it.
Thank you for your time today, and keep up the good work.